TV, you're turned like this. So you want to have the microphone over here when you're talking, not over there when you're talking to us.
But it covers up my food fibers.
I really want a pencil I can write with.
I know, but you can't have one. This is my self-defense.
Oh, they took away my pencils. Microphone.
No more pencils.
I know, right? Fall has started.
I know, isn't that
Kansas
crazy?
City seeing their colors already. I was there this
Yeah, that's nice.
weekend. Yesterday?
Yep,
Kansas City.
pumpkin spice, everything, hay rides, scarecrows.
Man,
you know,
it was just the 4th of July. Give me a break.
I know he's not here, but I love Glenda Mantilla because on August 1st, it turns into fall in the Mantilla house.
Yes, it does.
And that's
She's
so
a decorator.
Cool. Yeah.
She does scenery. That girl should do scenery. All right, 2:47 tonight.
2:47.
A lot of neat stuff going on, and we have a train running.
It's almost 2:50.
All right, give us a countdown, Mike.
3, 2, 1.
The What's Neat This Week video podcast is supported by enthusiastic model railroaders just like you.
These are anyway.
And by GL Robotics. With over 61 colors of 3D printing filaments in stock, your gateway to new technology. Check out their website at glroboticsusa.com. Further support is provided by Microengineering, keeping you on track with quality products for 55 years. Check out their website at www.microengineering.com. Order from your local dealer or order direct by calling 1-800-462-6975. Additional support is provided by Spring Creek Model Trains, your destination for model trains. Stop in and say, wow. Check out their website at springcreekmodeltrains.com. And by Intermountain Railway Company, where the detail makes the difference. Check out their website at intermountain-railway.com. Additional support is provided by Yelsma Graphics, America's leading distributor of quality railroad art and embroidered clothing since 1985. Check out their website at yelsma.com. Further support is provided by the NCE Corporation, the power of DCC. Visit their website at ncedcc.com. And thank you for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast. This is the What's Neat This Week in Model Railroading, show number 247 for September 10th, 2023. I'm your host, Ken Patterson, the host of the What's Neat show. And no, the October show is not done yet. The RPM segments is complete.
It is.
The RPM segments and all those interviews came out really good.
You have 5 days and 4 hours to get it done.
It's going to be done. It's going to be awesome. As usual, I try my best. Tonight on the set, I've got with me Mike Buddy. Hey, Mike.
Hi, everybody.
It's good to have you tonight.
Yeah, thanks.
Sitting right next to me over here, I got Joshua Barton.
What's up, everybody?
Joshua, we've got a lot of amazing things to talk about tonight, and we do have a train running, so I'll let that run and show it on camera too.
It
right?
is
You
so
got-
nice.
What do you got
I
running?
love that effect. Those are your Broadway Limited engines, the Pennsylvanias.
M1 A and B units. Thank you, George Bogatuk.
Yep.
George put his sound system in those locomotives,
Wow.
and he put sound speakers inside the boiler. And
Yeah.
I've actually only run them twice since he did that for me 4 years ago, and they're running really good tonight, as you see on camera number 2. I can't help it.
They are beautiful, aren't
They
they?
got sound.
They sure do. Man, all the Broadway Limited stuff looks so good.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that gray steam locomotive we had last week was
Yeah.
so beautiful from them.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Wow, check it out.
It's nice to just watch a train go by, you
A
know?
mix of Intermountain cars and what else? Intermountain cars.
Oh, all different kinds of stuff.
Oh, there's
That's
AccuRail cars.
Yep,
in
an
there.
Athearn car there.
Some Katy cars in there.
Yeah.
Athearn, yep. That's
Very cool.
A beautiful 1950s.
Yeah.
Have we ever talked through a run by? We need lighting, better lighting.
Boy, that's nice, though. It is, you know, in our hectic lives and everything, this just kind of drains everything away and just puts a big smile on my face.
I feel so relaxed. I don't know if I can continue.
Oh, you sure should. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
All right, on the table tonight, we've got some Broadway Limited tank cars, ACF 6,000-gallon tank cars. And these are painted not in your normal black paint schemes. These are kind of beautiful. The first two is from the late 50s, and yes, I shot these outside, so I get to show you beautiful photos of these in real sunlight. The late 50s, the Ethanol Corporation, this first car is in white with reparting marks, EBAX. So eBay, is the way I look at it. Car number 6063, and that's in white. I shot them on top and from the side, so you guys can check out the detail of the top. The late 50s second Ethanol Corporation car. It says Winnett on the side of the box. This one is in silver and black with reparting marks SHPX number 1336. That's a nice car too, in silver and black. I love those colors. The second two boxes were marked ACF cars that ran in the 1960s, 6,000-gallon tank cars. Columbia Southern Chemicals, and this car is in red, which is really cool with the black trim. Reporting marks SACX, car number 665. And the last one I've got, 1960 era car, is Columbia Southern, and this one is in white and black. Reporting marks SHPX, car number 3605.
Wow, very cool.
And these cars come with metal wheel sets, and you can find them at the Broadway Limited website. They make a multitude of road names in these. This is just a sampling of them. They also sent me one of my favorites because I love the Santa Fe, and that's the 70-ton 3-bay hoppers, ARR 70 tons. And all of these come with loads, and all the cars I shot together, I did shoot one in particular up close and from the sides. And I also believe I took out one of the coal loads, so I'll show you the interior of the car. But all these cars are ATSF, reporting marks 78398, 78306, 78420, and 78325 as I show you a group shot picture of all of them together outside. It's a beautiful day. Fall's not here yet, but it is in Kansas City. The trees are changing.
They sure are.
I remember flying up to Wathers, and they were a month ahead of us.
Yeah.
But it was shocking to me just on the other side of the state.
Yeah.
How there's a difference like that.
We need to make some plans to go to the Wabash Frisco Pacific during October as the leaves change.
Yes.
And have Daniel engineer our ride for us because he's an engineer there now.
Wow.
So how cool is that?
That is way cool.
Yeah.
And it sounds beautiful.
Yeah,
It is.
It is very beautiful in that little
And that's on a
valley.
weekend?
Yep, Sundays only.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Me and Holly and Lana can go down there. We can show him live right on trains.
Yep.
That would jazz him.
Yeah, so for $20 you can rent a whole car and it fits up to 5 people. It's really cool little. I went years and years and years with my dad was a photographer and he liked taking pictures, so that's why I went to the Transportation Museum as well. You know, I have pictures of me hanging on the front of a train. Here I am.
Yeah. Sounds familiar.
You're going to send me that photo?
I have it, yeah.
Okay, I want it. 'Cause now I'm going to show you a picture of me hanging on the front of an SD7? No, Switcher.
Okay.
SW1500.
Okay,
right?
very cool.
I must have been, I don't know how old. That's black and white hanging up
Yeah,
over there. I got to scan it now.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact is, so many of us are in the hobby because of our youth. And that was a question that I asked Holly the other day during the Lionel Strang show.
Yeah.
Which we didn't actually touch on that show, was, would you like to model something from your childhood? And you know what? She told me that she would, and she told me where she thought it was that she remembered this part of her childhood or life, seeing these trains.
Very cool.
So now we are starting here with
to pinpoint.
This is how it all starts.
It is. It is.
I was so excited to hear that. That was cool. So we're shooting on Sunday tonight. Thank you guys for being here.
No problem.
Thank you for taking out the time.
So
we've got some things on the table to talk about, and I know Joshua and Mike both want to talk about these G-scale figures that we got from mini prints, mini me's of ourselves.
Look at those.
I know, right?
Aren't those amazing?
Am I shooting B-roll? I'm showing you B-roll.
I'm sure you're shooting B-roll. So
I'm holding the paper in my hand like I'm
I just can't believe it.
I'm in the rail yard writing down stuff.
Yeah,
I'm a rail fan.
That's how I'll stand out in the dining room looking at Sugar Fire going, all right, everything's good. So now I can put one of these in every Sugar Fire.
So Bernard got everything perfect. Holly snatched hers right away as soon as I opened the box. We were at the mailbox, and I'm on her desk now. And Bernard, Holly said that I don't talk back to her, so you might have to fix that.
That's funny. I like that.
Because she actually said that. She said,
Yeah.
but you don't talk back to me when I'm talking to you.
The bad thing is when she comes home and she goes, I don't like your attitude you gave me at work. And then you're in trouble.
I didn't say a word. Oh my gosh, you're running that train fast tonight because here she comes around the bend again.
Yeah.
I keep hearing things off the track, but then they eventually go back on.
Yep.
Those are the three-way switches.
Yeah.
When freight cars go through the three-track, narrow gauge and HO scale switches, they're relatively loud.
We're just
I think we're
gonna
gonna have
stop
to
it right there.
Yeah.
Really?
Before there's a bunch of cars off the track up there.
Here we go, another derailment. All right, Mike. So you brought a lot of amazing vehicles over tonight.
Yeah. Well, continuing along the theme of how things from your youth affect your modeling, this car here is from my childhood, and this is the first car that I got that I recognized as seeing on the road every day. It was a model of something that actually existed, All the other toys I had were generic or whatever, but I recognized this 57 Plymouth because I saw them all the time on the road. And so all these years, it's always been my dream to have a HO scale version of that. And finally, Burkina came out with the 58, which
Look at that.
is pretty similar. The only difference is the 57 had, in 1957, the quad headlights weren't legal in all 50 states yet. So 1957, they had
4 headlights, 2 on each side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they had the turn signals up there mounted where the headlights would be on the 58.
So they didn't have to change a bunch of tooling whenever
In
they...
1958, they
That's
were ready
crazy.
to go with
Now,
the
who
quad
knew
headlights.
that you can only have 2 headlights on a car, not 4?
Well,
I didn't know that.
Everyone at that time, but
Yeah,
now
right.
it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So,
I
so
find that fascinating. What year was that?
1958 was the first year they were legalized all.
I have a question. I don't know if you guys have the answer. So it had one headlight in it. Did that single headlight have high beams and low
Yes.
beams? Okay.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So anyway,
American Lampoon's Station Wagon, how many years did it take before you could have 8 headlights?
yeah, really.
Oh, no.
The other cars, I got these, by the way, from Bob Johnson at Masterbuilt Models. He keeps me abreast of the new stuff. I've had these for a while, but I haven't been on in the last few weeks. I've been doing other
They
stuff.
are
and
awesome.
Getting sick and well, anyway, the next car here. These are Mercury Capris, and they've been done before by a couple other manufacturers, but these are really nice high-end models. Everything that Burkina does is really super detailed, and separately applied graphics and chrome parts, and really nice models. I mean, these 58 Plymouths are just, that's something I've always dreamed of my whole life, ever since I had this car here.
Cool.
And of course they have the one in red, which everybody will recognize as the car from Christine. So I'm sure there'll be
Yeah.
people
that's
doing
what that is.
Yeah.
models of that too.
Oh, I hear the music in the background.
Yeah.
Wow.
George Thorogood. This last one is from Mini Champs. It's a 68 Camaro, and it's actually a 3D printed model. And I from what I was told, this is the way they're going to offer these for the modeler to finish and paint, however you want. So
Wow.
it's the tool. It looks really nice. It's almost exactly the same size as the old Tyco model that I have. I mean, so Tyco had it right back in 1970. They had the scale pretty good on it. So anyway, the mini champs, and then these 3D printed mic buddies, and you other guys.
Yeah, I got
That's-
my mini Joshua Bartons right there, and we got one of each up there. And
Yeah.
you guys can buy them by going on Mini Prints and going to the Mini Me section, and we have all of ourselves and James Regier and probably many more people that you know. There's a ton of them out there, so check them out, and they're neat, and we'd love to see the pictures of you putting
Yeah.
us on your layout. So
Right.
send those to
I'd
us.
like to see that. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going
Definitely.
to complicate the show and make the B-roll even that much harder because
right.
Mini Print sends out boxes every
Right.
single month
They
Right.
sure
and I
do.
wondered if
to
you.
various folks that have signed up for that program, where you can receive the monthly.
Set of whatever
Right.
they're.
And
they're
guess
printing.
what?
Yeah.
I'm going to go get them.
Okay.
Sweet.
All
and
right.
you get to open one for the very first fresh
Yay! That's awesome.
There's 2 boxes here.
Da,
These are
da,
me,
da,
so you
da,
don't
da,
need
da,
that.
da, da.
I don't know what's in here, but
Okay.
this is how they show up,
Yeah.
and it's never been opened.
Okay.
So, drum roll, please.
So, are we filming now?
We're still filming. I have
Okay.
not stopped.
All right.
This is a simple show put on by simple bottle railroaders, and right now I'm feeling pretty simple.
I'm about as simple
My
as that
my eye
goes.
is drawn to this old Ford
Ooh,
What
and
is that?
He's got a car
truck.
in
It
there?
looks like it's
There's a truck?
sunken into the ground like a
Oh, look at
derelict.
that.
And there's
a load in it.
well, yeah.
It
there's
just fell in there.
So what
Wow,
kind of
that's
car? What
neat.
kind of truck is that?
that's an old Ford, like about a 53.
So we
maybe?
spray paint that rusty.
It
and
is
that
sunk
goes
into
in
the
front
ground.
Yard. That is
Right.
very cool.
Right.
So like when you mow the grass and you discover a vehicle,
Yep.
you
Yep.
might be a redneck. That's redneck jokes.
No.
Couple of
we love all
pallets
you
of-
rednecks out there. Most of us are rednecks.
Yes.
Yeah. Couple pallets of 3D printed sacks. Those are pretty nice
Very
looking.
cool. And
You
you're
could
gonna take
detail
your
these.
Those are nice.
And here's
Yes.
some truck tires. I don't know. I guess if you were enterprising, you could cut these
Oh,
flat
yeah.
tires off and put these tires on and make yourself a nice truck.
Now, are those? He was making just tires that you can throw around places, kind of like those
Right.
hubcaps that he came out
Right.
with, that you
Right.
can just hang anywhere.
And then here's some looks like little wash tubs. But
I'm going to
man,
photograph these up close. instead
Man,
of
the
running
detail
video.
on these is
I'll tell you,
unreal,
he
though.
he gets it.
Bird
He
bath
said his first model was
or a
a
fountain.
beaver.
Oh, look at that, a fountain.
It is a
That one's
fountain.
kind of bent there.
That's all right, bend it
Three-tiered
back.
fountain. What do you
There's
want to
like
bet
a-
he comes out with Christmas trees in December?
Oh, he already
Yeah.
has Christmas
Has he?
trees with little train sets running around them. You haven't seen those?
No.
Well, you should.
I got on late on this.
All right. If you guys are all like Ken out there and want to see the Mini Prints stuff, go to Mini Prints on Facebook, and he shows you everything new that he's coming out with. There's all kinds of stuff.
This is like a little Boy Scout tent, man.
that's
That'd be
good, man.
pretty
That's cool.
pretty neat scene to have on your little park
Yeah.
with tents set up for the kids.
Yep. Yep.
Wow, he's got a good imagination.
Very cool.
That Bernie.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
he
So,
is-
Joshua, what do you got going on this week?
So I am rebuilding my kitchen at home. The house was built in 1975, and the kitchen was pretty much original. So I'm redoing it. I've had the design ready for about 8 months or so now. My mom and myself kind of threw all of our ideas together, and I'll have some pictures here eventually when it's done. But that's really what I've been working on in my personal life for the last, since June.
Okay.
So I haven't had much kitchen time to cook personal meals, but I'm ready for that to come back. But when that's finished, yes, I'm moving my Fountain City layout out of my friend Tim's basement. And I have now acquired my garage and cleaned that pretty much out, and so I'm stuffing it in there. It's going to be a slow process, and I'm going to redo some stuff, but the Fountain City Railroad will be moving over the next few months, and you guys are going to volunteer to help me. So thanks, I appreciate that. But
I
yeah,
always wanted.
yep. You can follow progress on the Fountain City Railroad on Facebook. And yeah,
Are those auto racks back in the corner of the room back there?
they sure are.
Is that from last week's derailment? When
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
You were, okay.
Oh,
So can we just take the third rail out of the entire layout so things will run right on it?
Well, Yes, we could do that. The switches are going to be an issue because I got to replace those with number 6 microengineering turnouts, lefts and rights, and there's probably at least 15. I know there's a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. When this layout is completely redone differently, it's actually going to look different. I've got some different ideas on how to reshape the river, change that out, put a container port over on the back of the layout where the passenger car and locomotive facility was for the narrow gauge stuff. That would give enough room to put a really nice container port overhead crane system. One thing that I saw driving, I went to Kansas City this weekend, I spent some time on the highway in beautiful weather. I saw a lot of tall cranes.
Yeah.
And I saw a lot of tall cranes at the RPM meet. And some of those beautiful brass cranes that are already pre-built where I don't have to use a sheepscot boom and a Keebri body and make my own tracks. Instead, $500, you could buy it already done. I would love, I think, to put one of those down here, but the problem is there's scale height.
Yeah.
And it looks
Right.
so obtuse on any one given scene down here. So I'm not sure how I'm going to handle that yet.
I had that issue a little bit with some towers that I have for our radio towers and stuff. They are to scale, but they look so out of place, and I don't know quite what to do to remedy that. You know, I like the height on it, but you know, I have those low hanging clouds, so it goes right up into the clouds, which is kind of cool, but I don't know. I'm on the fence.
They
about
would go
it.
right through the ceiling and, you know, scale.
It's been a conundrum for years of the people that wanted to model the Rocky Mountains and various mountain passes in narrow gauge. It's like, how far is too far? Finally, a few people, including John Allen, came up with the concept of floor to ceiling mountains, which worked really well for him.
Well, and if you have that kind of room for that layout, that's great. Because you can, you know, you don't know how much is above the ceiling or how much is below the floor, you know, so it just kind of envelops your whole eye to that area.
I told you guys tonight, if I was starting over in this hobby completely, like no trains, didn't know anything about the prototype, I didn't know you guys as friends, I'm just a modeler that you've never heard of, that works my job, and I go in the basement to relax. I think now that I've learned everything about the prototypes, standard gauge and narrow gauge, all the research I did through the years, if I were to start over today, oh my God, I'm going to be in trouble if I say this. I would probably go with narrow gauge. I'd go Rio Grande Southern again, and I would do it in S scale.
Wow.
So Jimmy Booth, Bill Peters, PBL, and some of the absolutely amazing museum quality locomotives where on my railroad I only need one locomotive.
Right.
Or maybe two for the district that I would choose to model. So I'm not doing what we did in HO for years, keeping up with the years and the eras and the 50s and 40s and 60s and 80s and 2000s. The narrow gauge thing doesn't change because once the history's been laid,
Pretty much
it is what it is,
Right.
and it's gone.
Right.
So we're going back and modeling from photographs, or we're going back from the actual locations and walking them in Colorado, which, as you saw Richard do on the show, that in itself is an amazing activity.
Well, I'll tell you, Mike and I rode the Georgetown Loop in Colorado, in Georgetown, Colorado.
How beautiful is that?
And it's just amazing. And those winding curves and that huge trestle bridge. And
it's
it was
amazing the engineering involved to get that constructed.
And it was just to move some dirt and some rock. Whether the rock was wealthy or not is kind of irrelevant, you know. That's all it was. So
when you're not so overwhelmed and you're building one small module at a time of a narrow gauge, smaller type layout, right? You have more time to dedicate to board by board construction, where every building is built out of Kapler lumber, 2x4s or 2x12s.
Right.
And they're lit.
Yeah.
I love that kind of modeling. My favorite model railroad I've ever had in my life so far to date, I know this sounds crazy, was a 6-foot diorama that was 1 foot wide when I originally moved out of this house after high school into my own place. and I had a diorama that I could truly focus and immerse myself into detail-wise.
Right.
Right.
It's
Never
such a
mind that I put a
small-
couple tunnel motors on it one day and just loved watching them go back and forth.
Hey, it's a start.
Yeah. I had, so originally when I got back into the hobby as an older guy, I had N scale. And that's because my chef boss's girlfriend's dad had a little 4x8 with a little oval. And I was carrying some stuff out to the trash, and he handed me this board. And I carried it out to the trash, and I looked on the other side, and I said, "That's train track." And he goes, "Yeah, if you want it, keep it. Throw it in your car. I probably have some trains." So he handed me
Nice.
probably,
Wow.
6 or 7 N scale trains, and they were pretty neat. And that got the bug. And then I built a big monstrosity, and then I decided that, looking through the Walthers catalogs, that there is so much more that's available in HO scale than N scale. At the time, I wanted the turntable, and that's
Yeah.
something that I've always dreamt of because I've never seen it in real life, but I've always, seen it in pictures and stuff and really wanted one.
Yeah.
So that was a big driving effect to go from N scale to HO. So I sold everything, lock, stock, and barrel. I sold my Digitrax, and I got completely out of it, and I started slowly acquiring HO stuff. And the first thing I built was a 2-foot by 6-foot little test layout that I could try. I tried microengineering track and Atlas track. I wanted to have the different things. I got different kinds of switches. Barrett Hill Shops did a little micro servo on a mount.
Oh, wow.
That worked really good, and I have the whole part of the layout set up like that with these toggle switches and a big
Man.
screen and stuff, and it's beautiful. But that was the evolution of me getting into HO scale. And I could scenic it and design it, and I made my first little sugar fire out of an Al's Victory gas station from Walthers.
Nice.
And there's a spot for that on there, and it was a great model to get my feet wet with the HO stuff.
Yeah, and when I got into model railroading again as an adult, like in my early 20s, I guess I got into N scale too for like about 3 years, and but I just back then with the thick flanges, and everything,
Right.
it just didn't look realistic enough. But the space was great. But then when I got some of my old HO stuff out and was looking at it, it seemed huge. But I thought, wow, I can really detail some stuff in this scale,
Right.
So that I've been, once I got back into HO, I've been in it.
Well, yeah, once I saw everything that was in HO, I
Yeah.
was just wowed. And
Yeah.
now, here it's, 15 years later, and I'm just so impressed by everything.
Mm-hmm.
The computer doesn't work.
I know, I just saw, I don't
Due
know when
to
it turned
technical
off.
difficulties,
Right.
we're
The What's Neat This Week logo is now.
Oh well,
not on.
they know
Yes.
who they're watching.
That's right. They're
This is-
listening to us anyway. So
This is a highly technical production.
it is. It is.
26 minutes into the show.
See, we're just
It's
like
still
you guys.
working.
We don't know what we're doing. So
Yeah, I never finished talking about the stuff we got from Bernard.
yeah.
There's a couple a guy singing and a woman playing a guitar. I don't
That's
know
really
if that's
cool.
like Peter, Paul, and Mary, and
No. Paul's
Peter's
not
missing.
there.
Yeah, Paul's not there.
There's more figures,
Yeah.
Yes.
very cool.
So
more B-roll.
I'm sure it has some significance, and then some foxes, little red
nice.
foxes, like a half a dozen foxes.
What did
So,
the fox say?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I'm
very
gonna
cool.
see what's
I
inside
love those.
that tent.
I love those monthly packs because he sends all different kinds of
So
stuff.
it's such a variety of
figure it out,
cool
hold that.
things.
Okay.
I can see it in my head.
Okay.
Oh, live production. Oh.
I'll hold it so it doesn't come
Oh, Mike
crashing.
kicked it. That's what it was.
He's always worried about doing that.
He is.
It's okay, Mike.
Oh, it's my fault?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna blame it on Daniel.
Did I just say
actually.
yes? I didn't say yes. It's not your fault.
We're gonna blame it on Daniel.
There it is. Ta-da! Just in case you
Yay.
forgot the show you were watching.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. Lord, coming up on 27 minutes. Going around the table, gentlemen.
Yeah.
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 That's
So
it.
if you want your own mini print, get a hold of Bernard. Helen at Mini Prince and
There you
see
go.
where he's going to be. Mini Prince on Facebook. You can check out all of his new stuff, so make sure and friend him on there. And check out all of us. You can buy all of us on Mini Prince as
Why
well.
would they want to buy us?
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Maybe they want to, I don't know. They
It's pretty
want
cool.
us on their
It's
layout.
cool technology. I'm telling
It
you what,
is.
there's a market there.
It
This
sure
is a
is.
whole new thing on a. It's three-dimensional photography. This is a picture of a person. So now you
Right.
can have your whole family on the mantle at a certain
Right.
size.
Yep.
There's going to be storefronts setting up in malls. Do they still have malls?
Scan
No.
your no.
That was 30 years ago.
Okay, well, if we
You
still
need to get
had
out of the
malls,
basement more.
Yeah.
you would find this as a new
Yeah.
service. I'm
Well,
telling you
I'm
what,
s-
the wedding cake industry is going to eat this up.
Yep, I'm telling you.
The real people on top
Oh
of the
yeah.
cake.
Yeah.
In any size you want,
Yeah.
custom painted,
Printed and
there's
icing.
a $5,000 set of 2 people.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there's a whole business industry that would live for about a few years until
Speaking
something
of
changes.
painting, who wants to paint my
sorry.
figures for me?
I got who wants to paint any of
right.
ours? I haven't painted mine. Mike had decals made for the Lionel Strain guy.
I know.
Yeah.
We need decals of our little logos.
Well, I didn't have anything
Oh,
on
you
because
didn't
I
have a
had all
shirt on.
black
Yeah.
on, but you had
How do you paint blonde hair? What color is blonde out of a bottle?
yellow.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You're a dirty
Okay,
blonde,
that's
though.
best hobby in the world with some of the best people in it sitting around me. Be sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, hit the bell so that you get notifications of when we do come out with special material and new shows.
Absolutely. Go to Yellsma Graphics to get all of your Yellsma graphic needs. And remember, it's getting ready to get cold.
Yep.
Jackets need to be ordered right now with your specific logos. Get that done right away.
We're going to talk about Denny stuff next week
Yay.
and some new Intermountain stuff. So now I'm going to give you this throttle and we're going to finally get that train to run.
Okay.
And Mike, you can run the Mopac switchers
All right.
with the NCE Pro Cab system that we have down here on the layout.
That's awesome.
It works. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
So with that said, gentlemen, ladies, and all of our friends out there, best hobby, let's go run some trains.
Yeah. See you later.
Ready, set, go. Thumbnail. I know Mike wants to hold himself.
Now,
I'll hold the tank car or 2. These
shit,
are actually
I'll hold
beautiful cars.
the car for me that started it all.
Hold on, big things. Ready, set, go. And smile. Thank you. 45 seconds on camera 1 for credits. Happy rails.
No, that's Lionel.
No, that's Lionel's song.
That's We Can't. Do, 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 do,
Camera
do,
two.
do. Phenomena. Do, 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 do. Phenomena. I don't know what is going on next week. Is it show 250 yet?
That's on the first
Oh,
weekend in
Oh,
October.
you're blocking my view. Stay tuned for episode 250. That's right.
I know. This one really looks.
Do you want to take any
Yeah, I need
B-roll
to
of
roll